minutes bwetwogerera zezakavako kutano ez'amakyago olunaku olwaleero, and this is the time of the day when we're supposed to know what's happening in the country. I'm joined by Pamela Isamata Choma. We are live on our YouTube, Galaxy FM/TV. Pam, what's happening?
Yeah, what's happening? A lot of things that are happening. We'll start off with the kids who are in public schools. Masaka schools, some of the schools in Masaka have resorted to teaching these kids or having their fellow kids teach themselves. Like the way you can get P7 kids to come and teach P2, P6 to go and teach P1. So they're adapting such a system so that they can be able to have kids learning. Why? Because teachers are not showing up in school. The only teachers who are showing up in school are science teachers. And, there's no way that these kids can learn. So the only way they can learn is by getting coaching from those in higher classes.
So who is teaching those in higher classes?
Those in higher classes are hustling.
They're using textbooks.
They're hustling. Public schools, some of them don't even have enough textbooks.
Something is wrong and something has to be done.
Yeah.
This is a mess.
Yeah.
We are in a quagmire.
We are still waiting because the last time Yunatu met with the president, that was, I think, over the weekend, the president said Public Service Commission handle them. And Yunatu says we are waiting until Public Service Commission handles us with a clear roadmap on how they're going to increase our salaries.
Look, listen.
Yeah.
Bonava Some, the idea is incredibly amazing. But the way it's being executed, I swear there's a problem. There is a problem.
Yeah, some of the kids they're explaining their state.
Something has to be done.
Yeah.
Sazo abasomesa abalala nga bana ali batukokinzeemu bana bana P7 balusomesa ku science batukokinzeemu kati aba P7 balusomesa bamane bagenda.
It's not the routine. It is the circumstance that is prevalent at the moment that forces them to the world, forces those teachers to the world to engage learners to assist themselves. But otherwise, it isn't something we can adopt at the moment.
This is Galaxies. What's happening in the country? Away from that, we have a Somereri Akuto Murido in, this is the third fire in less than a week as a dormitory at Rushenge Girls bursts into flames.
Yeah.
Did we lose any children?
No children. Now, what's happening is the sequence is dormitories are catching fire. Iganga school, recently, you heard the story. Then the day before yesterday, I think it was yesterday also, there was another school that caught fire. Today it's Rushange Girls. So we are seeing there's a pattern, schools, dormitories catching fire. And they're counting losses.
I swear, something is bad. Something has to be done as well. Is it an act of arson as well, or what?
Police is still investigating the cause of that fire, but the headmistress was there speaking of Rushange Girls, the head teacher for Rushange Girls, and she explains how the fire started.
The girls were just in prep, and we had something burst, and we ran, and the fire had gotten the administrator. Don't carry them to that accommodates 180 girls. We just saved a few. Actually, but most of the property was burned.
I don't know if these schools have been inspected to see if they can handle fires.
Yeah. So, what is confusing, because there have been incidents. What got me shocked were two incidents here in Kampala Metropolitan where kids set the school ablaze themselves. So, we do not know whether there are individuals who are behind it, who are just tired of learning, or maybe it is a school that has faulty electricity connections, because like you said, they just had a spark. So, we don't know exactly who is causing these fires.
Big question marks right there. 4 thugs robbed 7 motorcycles from a bar lodge after giving security guards food laced with sleeping tablets.
Yeah. These 4 thugs went to this bar. They went to the bar and they found the bar has 2 security guards and then 2 maids. Pacific Bar. It's called Pacific Bar. So there were 2 guards and 2 maids who were there. in the bar. So they bought them chips and chicken, they bought them beers. According to Luko Wesigire, he says after buying them this, the thugs realized that these guys had fallen asleep, like out of the substance. They laced those food items with a sleeping substance. So after realizing these guys had fallen asleep, they decided to rob 4 motorcycles. Luko Wesigire is there explaining.
4 men started buying beers for the 2 security guards and the 2 barmaids before buying them chicken and chips. However, it is suspected the food was laced with substances that made them sleep off immediately after consumption. One of the security guards, who was a little conscious, was assaulted by the 4 men who overpowered him and drove the 7 motorcycles. Police has not yet made any arrest so far. However, statements have been recorded from the 4 victims and are currently receiving treatment at Nakavugo Health Center.
This happened where?
Nakavugo Trading Center. There was a bar lodge there, so these guys came to the bar lodge.
So boss who munyonyolo ti akoze pechibazi bie bati anali chips in never.
People are hungry. I mean, like, these guys know how to get people. Wanga want to enjoy Ivaluma. Imagine a security guard has been sitting there for all these hours. Then somebody comes up with an offer of beers and chips and chicken. Why wouldn't you take it? So they knew how to get these guys.
This is Galaxy Chumika Muzabiri Kori, emiwendo gy'ebintu girinnya enkya n'eggulo emisala tegyeyongera.
That's a report from Taweza, Uganda, and they are saying that we are seeing a sharp rise. They also quoted the UBOS report between April. They're seeing the prices of maize, sugar, fuel, like basically everything is going high, and the standard of living is static. The other thing they have noted is that Uganda is focusing on planting or growing cash crops. That is, as their
major income earner.
Income earner. But then the real thing here on the ground is people are hungry. If they would focus on growing food that is supposed to be consumed by the local man, and then also put up the habit of granaries that we used to have those days.
We store food.
Yes, store food. So it would really go a long way in cutting the prices. That is according to them.
We know in the olden days there used to be granaries, which were warehouses where they would store the food. I can tell you, go across the whole country, you will not see any granary where they have stored the food itself. But they are planting the cash crops, which are seasonal, and they will spend the money, run out of the money, and at the end of the day, they don't have the food itself.
We have looked at some data from UBOS. This was April 2020, and these were basic commodity prices: oil, laundry soap, diesel, maize flour, and matoke, making life harder for Ugandans.
In the 21st century, really, can we do granaries?
Yes, we can. We can. Why not? Now imagine that mindset that we cannot do granaries. Why not?
We are facing reality.
I mean, this is even...
You know when they said if you don't change, change will change you.
This is even a better time to do granaries because they'll be more advanced than they were before.
We can store food better than just ordinary granaries. Come on, man. This is not,
how would you store food?
This is not 1995.
How would you store food?
Anyway, their point is correct because more people, as you know, we are growing. Most of the households used to depend on subsistence farming. You have 1 goat, 2 cows, the plantations, or in Hortoche, there are beans in the plantation, then eggplants. You know
people
the things.
Focus on subsistence farming.
Yeah, but now people have diverted to commercial farming, and they've done mostly cash crops. So ettaka kwe bali bateeka ensuku z'amatooke kati bateekako nga mmwanyi okitegeera. So apparently that has also changed a little bit, but it also doesn't eliminate the fact that bogenda mu byalo deep down people still do subsistence farming.
Yesterday, there was a story of people in northeastern parts of Uganda, Karamoja, who are resorted to giving their kids local gin, like, because they cannot afford food. Prices of food are so high. Like, and
then the child wakes up the other day with a hangover.
I know.
And you give him like 1 glass of katunda. And another cup of haraj. They sleep again. You spend the entire week sleeping aimless.
My God. It's so sad. By the way, it is sad. Yeah.
But look, listen, it's world over. Something has to be done. Otherwise, we are seated on a time bomb.
Yeah, we are.
I was reading stories from Sri Lanka the other day. It's actually worse because abakozi babagambye tebagenda. basigale waka. They shouldn't drive cars. They're trying to reserve the least of the fuel that they have.
I think that's a smart idea. I mean, people should now be looking for other alternatives to fuel.
If they told you stay home, would you be
No,
happy?
not stay home. I think they would say those who can walk to work, please do walk.
And they've told them to stay home.
But you know that those countries are smart. They have ways that they can take care. They have those funds, consolidated funds they set aside to provide.
My friend, Sri Lanka is extremely poor. To the extent.
So,
Baba Banja, no Babanja.
I know every country, Baba Banja. Like every country.
The reason why they don't have fuel is because they're in debt. They can't give them more fuel.
100.2 Galaxy FM.
Kumbi kwoli chiri chiti au musite chali wange yake do yingire chibuga. You can talk to me on 0707102102.